What's going on, guys? It's Ryan Benecki, and let's talk PlayStation. Interesting news week for things in the world of PlayStation. We got a couple of good things and like a couple of bad things. Actually, mostly bad, so that's actually not too good. But let's take a look at the news. Far Cry 3 got delayed to December. Bummer. That kind of sucks, but you know, what are you gonna do? Delays are always gonna make the game better, you know. But you know, in the case of like Duke Nukem Forever or something like that, I mean, I don't think delays are really that helpful. But like 1 or 2 delays is not bad. That always makes the game better. The YouTube app for PlayStation Vita is out. So you can watch YouTube videos on your PlayStation Vita. A very normal feature that, you know, the Vita should have, but we have it now, and it's a dedicated YouTube app, and it's actually pretty handy. It's pretty robust. You can pretty much do anything that you could do with any other device. You know, most of the standard YouTube features there. You can look at comments. You can watch videos in HD or standard if you choose to do so in any of those manners. You can look at your featured, you can authorize your Vita, and you can use your account, and you can look at your favorites. It's a robust feature, and it actually works over 3G, which is a plus. You know, you kind of expect it to work on 3G, but so far, a lot of the PS Vita stuff we've been seeing, most of that stuff doesn't work over 3G, like playing games and downloading some heavier titles, but you can use the YouTube app over 3G. Big news! PlayStation 3 Firmware Update 4.20 is out, and you probably have already downloaded it by now, and you're probably already using it and stuff. And there's not that much on it, actually. It just gives headset features. If you have some PS3 official Sony wireless stereo headsets, if you put $100 down and bought one of these things, you've probably been using it. And it's actually a pretty nice piece of kit headset for your PlayStation 3, but recent firmware updates have made it kind of weird in your PlayStation 3. When you're using the headset, you can actually hear the echo a little bit in the background. It was supposed to be like a feature, but it's actually not that cool, and a lot of people didn't like it. But the new firmware 4.20 adds some features. You can actually disable that or level it to how you'd like. Also, your save content, like game saves and stuff like that, you can actually manage it better. Instead of like deleting saves one by one, you can pick a bunch of them and delete them all at one go, rather than doing it one by one. Same with copying and stuff. So now you can just bulk manage your saves, which is nice. But I kind of miss when you know, firmware updates had like good features, you know, features we could use. It seems like Sony's really kind of slowing down on the firmware updates for PS3. We really haven't had a major firmware update, you know, kind of like when in-game XMB came out, or in-game music, which was the same firmware update. But you know what I'm saying. And probably the saddest news of the week, the saddest news that really takes it to heart on me, is no more definitive plans for Resistance, says Sony. Sony's Daniel Brook was asked by official PlayStation Magazine in the UK the future of Resistance and if there anything was going to be going on. The guy said pretty much there's no plans as of yet. And it's really sad. You know, I loved the Resistance franchise. You know, say what you will about the games, but I think they were awesome, alright? Like, alternative, like, history where World War II never happened and aliens come down and shit, and then there's all this deep story about Chimera and all this, and Feral Chimera and Spires and Grims, and I love Resistance. I love that shit, that alternate history shit. That was so cool. I love the Resistance games. And now it doesn't look like they're going to be coming around anymore. And it just sucks because they were so underappreciated, and most of the reason why they're not coming back is probably because of the poor sales. The games just did not perform well. And, you know, if you look at, you know, reviews, the games did great. But obviously I think one of the bigger pins in the coffin of the Resistance series was definitely poor sales of Resistance 3 and Resistance Burning Skies, which actually I just reviewed, and I didn't give it a good score because I didn't think it was that good anyway. And it sucks. It's depressing that a good Resistance game couldn't be on the Vita. It's depressing more people didn't buy Resistance 3. It's just, you know, it's decisions like these that ultimately define what games are going to be made and what games aren't going to be made. People buy Call of Duty, Call of Duties are going to get made. People don't buy Resistance games won't get made. It's a sad day in the world of PlayStation. Hopefully we'll see Resistance resurrected at some point. Did any of you guys miss Resistance? Do you like Resistance? Do you play Resistance? Do you like anything about it? I love the games, but what do you think? What do the PlayStation faithful think? Did you guys like Resistance? Are you going to miss it, or what? And one of the bigger news items this week, Final Fantasy VII, the remake we've all been asking for, and Square Enix just won't give it to us. They finally came out and said, well, not finally, but they acknowledged it a little bit more, and they basically said what they would do what needs to happen for a Final Fantasy VII remake to be made. And basically what they said is they want to make a game that exceeds Final Fantasy VII. Basically, the CEO of the company, Square Enix, during a shareholder meeting said that they wouldn't do a remake until they could make a game that exceeds the quality of the previous Final Fantasy VII game that we all love and know so much. But that's pretty much it. And it makes sense. It's kind of, like, if they do remake Final Fantasy VII right now, that's the number one thing all the fans have been asking for. So if they do it, then, really, what else are we going to want from Square Enix? I know a lot of people probably would give up on this company at that point after they make the remake that everybody's been asking for, but, that remains to be seen. So until we get a good Final Fantasy game that exceeds 7 to the point where people stop saying how much they love 7 and how much they love this new game, they're not going to make 7. And, well, shit, who knows if we'll ever get a good Final Fantasy game at that point. I mean, they've been doing how many games since Final Fantasy VII? We still haven't had one that's as good as Final Fantasy VII, in my general opinion. But I still love, X, and I love X2, even though everyone else hates X2. But, what do you guys think? What do you think, you think we're ever going to get a Final Fantasy VII remake? What Final Fantasy game do you think we're going to get that's going to be better than Final Fantasy VII? We know Versus 13 is still coming out, if it's even still existing at some point. But, who knows, That concludes episode 2 of Let's Talk PlayStation. Thanks, guys, for watching. Subscribe, comment. Let's talk a little bit about PlayStation stuff. This is a conversational show. It's called Let's Talk PlayStation. So let's talk, man. Let's talk about it. Subscribe for more episodes every Friday. This is episode 2, this is a very young show. So keep viewing, guys. Keep viewing. Thanks for watching, though. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting. I see a lot of the same people commenting. I know you guys very well at this point, and I'd like to get some new viewers. So stay tuned, guys. Peace out.